Well, good morning, everybody. It is the 12th of March, 2025. Still here in Quartzsite, out boondocking in La Posa South, about 3 miles outside of town. And it is 7:34 a.m. and it's getting to be a balmy 55 degrees. And we have some weather coming in. Today we have some moderate winds. 16 miles per hour. That's over my limit for saying winds aren't a problem. So over 15, I think we're a problem because if we get 30 mile an hour plus gusts. So that's happening today. It's going to be a pretty cloudy, mixed sunny, cloudy day with a high of 72. Really, the big stuff rolls in tomorrow. We have a certainty of rain. Let's see, it peaks at 88% chance of rain by noon, and we have top sustained winds of 25 miles per hour, and that's as bad as I've seen it all season. So 25, you can easily see 50, if not 60 mile an hour gusts. It's pretty serious stuff. So if you're still here, I'd advise you to batten down the hatches. These 50, 60 mile an hour winds will take your camp chairs and send them over to the next wash. Trust me. Then Friday, winds are more mild, topping off at, again, 16. Saturday, winds are sub 10 miles per hour. Sunday, sub 10 miles per hour. Monday, my surgery day, up to 14 miles per hour. Let's see, Tuesday, 17 miles per hour. Wednesday looks to be mild. Thursday, and all I got is through 7 a.m. and it looks mild. The daily forecast, like I said today, a high of 73, low of 55. We're going to drop when that front comes in with all that rain. It's going to be only a high of 62 tomorrow and 61 on Friday. It's going to be two very rainy and cloud covered days. So you're going to have to power through with the battery bank that you have at the end of today, is going to have to get you through Thursday and Friday unless you fire up that old generator. So let's see, I'm at 75%. So hopefully I can get near 100 today if I conserve power. And we're back up to the 70s and high 70s, low 80s through the 26th of the month. So that's the weather. Now let's get on to, I was going to go 3 days, but I have quite a few comments. So I'm going to start with Ken. Ken got in there on keep writing. Wait, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Discard. On positive news video number 358, 145-year birthday for the Salvation Army. Ken says, good story. And I'll refer to this from now on as the Sally Forth video. This is Sally and I, my friend Sally Forth, F-O-R-T-H, YouTube channel you should subscribe to. I took her to, she's on crutches. If you're keeping up with my story, she broke her foot. And so I took her to the Mountain Quail Cafe. So that's the Sally Forth video. Windy Gypsy says on that, I can't wait to live in a way that I don't know the day. 6 months, but who's counting? I had both hips done 4.5 years ago. Whoops. Hips done 4.5 years ago, and it was the best thing I've ever done. I can't even tell I had it done. I can run, skip, jump, and kiteboard. Piece of cake. Good luck. Take care, and do what the doc says. I plan on it. Kristalina says, good morning, Rob and Pets. And she also says, the color blue looks great on you. Thank you, Christy. And at this, Bruce Almighty comments on the Sally video. Excellent video. I tried to get his pun in and my tongue twisted. We ate there during the RTR, enjoyed our visit. Prayers for a speedy recovery. We're all going there again on Saturday because Judy is leaving. She's heading back to California. So we're going to have a little breakfast or lunch there on Saturday. So I'll film that. I'll bring you with me. Randy G says, good morning. Nice breakfast. Holy smokes. That's a lot of food. It was. I still have some left. My breakfast this morning will be the last of the breakfast from that day. JT Wanderer says, haha, what fun. You two are a hoot. DD Cornell, good afternoon, Mr. Rob, Dottie, and George. That's me, 47. Can you just go have your surgery run? Be over with it, man. We're just tired of hearing all your bullshit. Just get it done. Everybody gets it done in the United States every day. It's not a big deal, you dickhead. So I missed that one. So he's going to be blocked from the channel. And that is, that's me 47 is his YouTube channel. Let's hide user from channel. Hide user. Goodbye. That's me 47. Robert Ballard on the pets video says, thank you, Rob, for putting the subject top of mind for us. Your points are a really great reminder to be as prepared for your pets' medical needs, just like our own. Our pets are our kids most of the time, and you want the best for them at all times. So glad you're getting your surgery and want to wish you the best possible recovery. Dottie wants to know if you compare 40-yard dash times after the surgery. Yeah, that's funny. Lisa Roth, we love that restaurant. They have great food, great hours, and great people. And Rob EHR says, what helicopter insurance do you have? And I told him what insurance I have, Air Med Care. And he also gave there's a way to give money. He gave me a couple of dollars. I appreciate that, but there's no need to give me any money. But thank you. John Barbara, I can't wait next year to get a breakfast like that. Wow. It was a nice breakfast. And on the comments video, Eudora London. Good morning. Well, good morning. I wonder if I'm assuming you're greeting me from London. Sally Forth breakfast. Nice breakfast, says Ken Gray. And Sally Forth is doing the best frugal with her meals. I watch her channel too. So if it's good enough for Ken Gray, it's good enough for you, right? He also says, it sounds like you have a dusty throat today. I did. I had a cough, and I don't know. It went away. It was gone pretty soon after I finished the video. I got to tell you, I had a little bit of fear that am I getting sick? If I get sick, will I cancel the surgery? Well, thank goodness. Unfounded fear. Dan Zahner, I had rotator cuff shoulder surgery a couple years ago. Used the same cooling machine for after surgery. Just freeze about 6 bottles of water to use it instead of ice. Put 2 frozen bottles in the canister and fill with water. Works good. Just rotate the frozen water bottles. Good luck. It's exactly what we're going to do. And thank you. And I did get the idea initially from someone else that said that espoused this method in the comments. And then Pup Camper said, she did the same thing. She remembered that she used frozen water bottles instead of ice. Ken, for your leaving, the best laid plans include friends to help you out. Karen Nolan Karen Nolan Shut. Hi, Rob. Try pineapple juice for your cough. It works quickly for me to rid a cough. Probably good advice, but by the time I would have gone out, found pineapple juice, my cough would have been gone. But thanks for the advice. I would be doing it if I were still coughing. Let's see. And Eugene Chopin. I'm a new subscriber. I had my hip done in 2008. First 6 weeks were very painful, but it was worth it. You're not going to be going anywhere for a while. Just hang in there. This too shall pass. I'm going to try and hit the road at the end of August. I'm a newbie. Quartzsite here. And I hope this is everything I thought it would be. My wife passed away. So now there's nothing holding me back. Life's last adventure of my life. I hope it's a good one. Well, I hope it's a good one too. I really do. I'm sorry so much for your wife passing away. but I'm happy for you to be on this new adventure with all of us out here. Karen Nolan Shutt again, wishing you good luck with your hip surgery. You'll do just fine. You got this. Stay positive. Being afraid of an uncertain future, that video. Elise Clark has a big heart for that. Sally Fourth channel. Sally has a channel, question mark, would love to follow. That's Tamara Lemon. And Tamara, the channel, I deliberately put her channel with a little @ sign, that's what that means, right in the title of that video. Or you can just type in Sally Forth, F-O-R-T-H. Quartzsite comments 3:8 to 3:10. There's nothing to fear but fear itself, says Naj. Fear equals false evidence appearing real. Praying for you to have a quick recovery from your hip surgery. Let's see. On Sally Forth, you two are the kind of friends when one starts, the other makes it funnier. That is Tamara Lemon. And Desert Deb. Hey, Deb. You're still out here in Quartzsite, I think. I've never had a bad breakfast in mountain quail. Me neither. Is it neither or neither? Is it tomato or tomato? Or potato or potato? I'm pretty sure it's potato and tomato and potato. So it must be neither. Neither have I. RV Adventure Travels. Mountain quail has a great club sandwich. And actually, you know, I think that comment when I read it triggered my thought when, if you saw my video from yesterday, it was about going to the doctor with Pup Camper, and we stopped at Black Bear, and I got a turkey club. I hadn't had a club sandwich in a long time. I love club sandwiches. Stacy says, by the way the wind's been blowing, I'm not surprised you've had a few coughs. No worries. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Hi to your fur babies. In a video from last summer, a pro repacks Winnebago micro mini wheel bearings. I hired a professional to repack my wheel bearings, and he agreed to be filmed, and he explained exactly how to do it. And Randy in Mac's Garage says this guy is awesome. Stacy Jones, I think somebody's cat got out. It looks like it even has a collar. That was, what the heck did I catch on my game camera? And that was quite some time ago, at the beginning of the season. But Stacy, you're right. That was someone's cat, and it was around for a long time. And I think they left because I don't think the coyotes got him because he was out there for a month every night, and the coyotes were out there too. And it was one big tough looking cat. Tony G. Boney. Robert, unable to make it to the queue this year because I needed to have both of my knees replaced over the summer and fall. So we find your channel that's helped us missing the queue and many friends we have there. Thank you very much for your videos and good luck with your hip replacement. If can do 2 knees on our little mini light in North Missouri in August, then November, then you can do it too. That's great. That's hearing from someone that did a surgery recovery in a little tiny trailer like mine. Thank you, Tony. A cough. Wow. Ken Gray says, wow, first in for a change. Great story. I had to take, this was a positive news story on the resurgence of specialty trains and tourist trains, and I love trains. Great story. I used to take the auto train from Florida to Pennsylvania to visit my sister every year. Lisa Ross says, when we were in Germany, trains were a preferred form of transportation. This is back in the mid-70s. And then Donald Vesey says on the same video, hey, Robert, just wanted to wish you well on surgery. Thank you. Thank you, Donald. And I had a Hofheim internet device review. That was quite some time ago, a couple of years ago, but X8722. I used to have the Solus Lite 4G. It works. It's not the fastest. 20 to 40 megabits a second is the best it is done in most places. And by the way, those speeds, if you can get 20 down, that's plenty good for streaming. Plenty good for streaming all the movies and videos you want. It can do faster in some areas, seems to depend on the tower. Absolutely. Absolutely. All true. X8722. And on the train video, we have RV Life 289, a frequent commenter. I remember the Eurail pass. I used it in 1975 to tour Europe. I had asked about this because I'd never been, well, I have been on a train in Europe, and only one. It was the train from London to Paris under the tunnel, under the English Channel. And that was really cool. And under the tunnel, you really couldn't tell that it was going as fast as it was. I think it goes 120. But once you got up on the other side, going across the French countryside, you could really tell how fast it was going. And here's a little funny tidbit. I was in the back of the car, so I took a picture going forward, and I didn't notice it until I posted it on Facebook, and people started laughing. It was filled with men, and they were all bald. It was like a bald convention. So anyway, let's continue. He says, I remember the Europass. I used it in 1975 to tour Europe. Also stayed in hostels. Life seemed much safer back then. I wouldn't recommend it now. Boot76, good afternoon, friends. I draw great inspiration from you in your circle for being full-time independent nomads. I'm 48, starting my life over, and knowing that you folks, even with your ailments, are at peace with your lifestyle inspires me to continue moving forward. Barb, who's Barb Counter, Toy Boat. Barb Connor will be staying in the waiting room and will be with me during the surgery. And Barb says, I will be happy to see you walking without pain. It's my pleasure to help a friend. And I responded to her and said, you're my hero, Barb. 3 Generations, 393 says, you are blessed to have friends by your side through these rough days ahead. Lord, we pray for the surgery to go well and for rapid and complete healing. Kostranach, this is such excellent advice. We all need a Cheryl and Barb in our lives. You too. If you don't have a Cheryl and a Barb and a Lisa and a Judy and a Sally and a Deborah, special Deborah. Deborah is my longest term friend. Then you're missing out. You're missing out. Find friends like that. Barra Busby. It's Beribuzzyb. Barra Busby. I like that name. Agreed. I raised my son while I had 2 hip replacements. Both styles of replacement have been done to me. You can do it. Is my best advice to you is do your exercises. Don't just sit around afterwards. You will say in 6 months, why did I not do this sooner? I know the answer to that question. I didn't have Medicare. So, that's why I didn't do it sooner, because I couldn't afford to do it. But I got my Medicare starting February. So February 1st, my Medicare started. The surgeries on March 17th. I did pretty well. John McFarland said, hope all goes well. Looking forward to seeing you get better. Glad you have friends to help out. And by the way, I'm going to do a series. My long form videos starting Monday with the surgery day are going to be on the surgery recovery. So if you feel like that guy was nasty, that nasty comment. But if you do you tire of hearing about the surgery, I would just skip those videos. I'll continue to do the positive news ones. And in the comments videos will probably be heavily related to the surgery. So kind of pretend if you don't want to hear about it, and I understand it's not a big deal to you. It's a big deal to me just because it's happening to me and it's what my life is about now. And what I'm hoping for is, and I'm not looking with this series of videos to entertain people right now. I'm looking to put something out there that will help. My sample size of one experience may help give confidence to other people, and it'll help people, I'm hoping, over the years. That's why I'm doing it. But please don't feel obligated to watch all those surgery videos. They're all going to be in the title. You'll know it's in a series of the surgery and recovery videos. So just a warning for you. Let's see. John McFarland, hope all goes well. Looking forward to seeing you get better. Glad you have friends to help out. I might have just read that. Karen Nolan Shutt again. I'm happy for you that you have such wonderful friends to help you out. Karen, and she also says, thanks, Cheryl, for being a great friend, Rob. Blessings and prayers for Rob. If you want to thank Cheryl, get in there and subscribe to Pup Camper 58. So CD Casita Adventures, that is my friends from Eagle Nest and Quartzsite, and their friends that Charlie and Diane, who I'll be spending most of the summer with up in Eagle Nest, New Mexico. We are so glad you have Cheryl and Barb in your life to assist you and be extra set of ears and hands. We are praying for your surgery and healing. Thank you, Charlie and Diane. Ken Gray, seems to me you're asking all the questions possible to be prepared. Is the ceramic porous or non-porous? I have no idea. Again, I did not think to ask what kind of ceramic it was. I know you'll do a Google search on it. And there's I did a quick one, and there's several different kinds they use in surgery, and it's not just porous or non-porous. It's weird. You'll see. Randy G, you have everything covered in the blessing of good friends to help. Thank you, Randy. And Tommy says, wish you the best of luck in your upcoming medical procedure. My friend, I used one of the ice water machines on my arm when I had compartment syndrome. I hear that's really painful. It was a big help. I go to tomorrow for cortisone shots in the base of my skull for my neck. Should be fun. Well, I bet the results will be fun. I'm sure you'll feel better, Tommy. Crafty Traveler 9238. I like that, Crafty Traveler. Thanks for the video. It's good you have a list of questions. I have had both my knees replaced and all went well. I did have pain for a couple of weeks. By the way, I'm a retired PT and I have treated hundreds of patients with total joints. I started my own exercises before surgeries and had PT the day of surgeries to get me up and walking instructions, which I already knew. I wish you well with your hip surgery. Thank you. Phillips Temper. Hello, Rob. Hope your day is going wonderful. I know you're in Quartzsite, Arizona. My ex-wife had that surgery. I remember her saying compression socks. Yeah. Do you have compression socks to wear? Have a great day. Yeah, not only do I have compression socks that they'll be giving me, the doctor said you can take them off at night, but back on during the day. The surgery center is going to give me an electric thing that sort of, I don't know, compresses and releases. And I think I need to use that for a day or two. I think they'll clarify it, but now that I'm thinking they wanted to give me that for the trip home, since it was an hour and a half drive. They wanted to give me that electric thing. I forgot I had coffee sitting here, and it's not as warm as it was, but it's good. Because they don't want a problem to develop sitting with. I'm not going to be able to keep my leg elevated in the truck on the way home, so they're going to give me that thing to compress electric, mechanically, I guess, electromechanically. And I just love this. Trains, positive news story number 359. Aren't we getting close to the 365 for the positive news videos? I remember I was down in outside Mexico in Algodones. I was having a bunch of dental work done in my last couple of days down here before heading up to Pahrump last spring. Yeah, last spring. And so I was staying in an RV park down there right on the border so I could walk in to the dentist. I was there for a couple of days. And that's when I made my decision to start doing these daily positive news videos. And I started numbering them. Number one, that it was in that RV park that day, doing number one. And the first thing I thought was, wow, what's it going to be like to have 365 of these? And I internally committed to myself, I'm going to make 365 of them, and then I'm going to make 366, and I'm just going to keep going, because it has, not a lot of people view my positive news videos. It's not popular, right? I have a core group of people that I think consume them every day, but it's a very small group of people, and they enjoy them. But it's selfish what I'm doing. Really, it's very selfish, because what it does is it's generally the first thing I do every morning, the first video I do. And so there's a process where if someone doesn't send me a suggestion for a positive news video, I go and search for it myself. And I don't just go, this is positive, I'll do it. It's got to be positive news that speaks to me emotionally. So sometimes it takes a while. It might take 20 minutes or more to find the video, one that speaks to me. And when you do one every day, it gets harder and harder to find them. And the first day, they're all over the place, but you end up using up. I mean, it doesn't have to be current events. So I've gone back years into archives and older ones and done that. But anyway, my point is, it's the first thing I do in the morning, and it sets the tone for the day for me. And that's why I think it's a selfish thing for me to do. But it does that trickles down to nice things for other people. Trains. I love trains, but this is Teresa Forsyth. I love trains, but with dog, my best friend, no trains. Well, not quite no trains for me because of Dottie. I'm wondering, do they allow emotional support dogs on the train? I bet they do if you have a compartment, maybe. I don't know. I haven't heard that. But anyway, that's not my story. My story here is that in Chama, New Mexico, there is a tourist train that is a real vintage steam engine that goes from Chama up into Colorado through the Rocky Mountains. And it is gorgeous. So you can take the train up to, I forget the name of the town up in Colorado it ends at, but you can go up there and they take you back in a bus. Or like I did, I took a bus from Chama up to there and then the train back. And it's a day trip. So Dottie I was at a state RV park that had air conditioning and everything. So Dottie was fine by herself. But that was so much fun. And there are not lots, but there are many of these railway several hour trips that you can take around the country. And there's one in Flagstaff, I think, that goes to the Grand Canyon. Those of you chime in if you've been on one of these day things that people can do if they can leave their dog for, the day. Donna Aparo says, love the spreadsheet story. You needed that sheet to get through your last year and keep your dream alive. And Pup Camper Cheryl says, so happy to be there, my friend. You've got this. This is all on my hip replacement on the road series number 1. That was yesterday. Nash says, hi, Rob. Those are great questions and a great idea to have the questions written down. I find when we get in front of the MD, people usually forget what they want to ask them. You have awesome friends to help out the whole process of surgery. God bless them and you. Praying for you to have a successful surgery and quick recovery. Big hug to Dottie and George. So we ended up having 11 questions written out. And I sat there and listened, and Cheryl read them off her phone, and the doctor answered them. It was great. It was a good experience. Paul Owen on the comment video says, hey, Rob, I recall you commenting on a couple occasions you were staying in Pahrump for a while. I wonder if you might speak about what attracted you to Pahrump and your opinion about the town and area. Thank you, and best of luck with your upcoming surgery. We're pulling for you. Okay, Pahrump. Well, I picked Pahrump because of Bob Wells and Deborah Dickinson, if you're familiar with the origins of YouTube channels for the nomad community. They were a couple of the pioneers, in particular Bob Wells, and Deborah actually camped with him back in the beginnings, and they've both had channels for a long time. And they both recommended Pahrump for the laws were there that were in DMV requirements were conducive to nomads establishing residency. And so that's what I did. I established my residency there, and I eventually became a member of Preferred RV Resort, really to solidify my my domicile there, because when you become a member of that resort, you actually own a piece of the RV park and you get a deed from the county. So I thought it was a wonderful town. Now, if you're really interested in what I think of it in detail, I have lots of Pahrump videos. You can find a lot of Pahrump videos on my channel, and tours of the RV park, tours of the town. I loved it there. It's a desert community. It's less than an hour. You can be in Las Vegas. If you go the other way, it's less than an hour to Death Valley. That's how diverse it is. And, you know, there's a Walmart and a Smith's and an Albertsons and a Home Depot and a Tractor Supply, all manner of medical care. The best chiropractor I've ever had, I think it's called Med Spine. Best chiropractor I've ever had was there. And great local businesses, and people are friendly. There are casinos and wonderful places to eat, and it's just, and everything's convenient. So I high praises for Pahrump. So you know that I'm moving away from being in Pahrump, and I want to find my mission after surgery, and I'm going to be searching around New Mexico and Arizona for a new home base, because Pahrump was just a little too far away from the other two places I like to go, New Mexico and Quartzsite, Arizona. So I'd like to find something a little bit more distance friendly. And I don't mind having to pay, like if I live in New Mexico, paying the small income tax that they have. So we'll see. We'll see. The adventure continues. Donna Aparo says, praying for you to have fast healing. Thank you, Donna. Me and my 2 RVs. You are so very blessed with wonderful friends who truly love you, Rob. They are angels indeed. We are all keeping you in the surgeon's hands in our prayers. Thank you for me and my 2 RVs. You have 2 RVs? That's pretty neat. Guy Bush 5101. I had 2 hip replacements in 8 months' time. By day 2 or 3, you'll feel the relief. Just lay comfortably and be patient. Prepare for laying in bed or recliner. In my case, a lot of recliner time. For a couple of weeks' time. Absolutely. Mario Fuentes, Rob, I'll be praying for you. Love all your videos. Let's see. What else do we have? Great to have good friends and build community, good examples of how to do it. It is important in our lives to have that community to rely on, and it's reciprocal. Good mental health for all being of service, which then supports our physical health and healing. I couldn't have said it better myself, and that's the Dusty Cat Travels. That's interesting. That is very interesting. Oh, I was hoping the Dusty Cat Travels would have video content. They don't. That's a great name for a YouTube channel. You don't think about it. And believe me, it's nothing to do a YouTube channel. If you have a phone, you have the means to do it. If you're watching this, you have a YouTube channel. You just maybe don't know it, because if you have a place where you log in to YouTube, that's your YouTube channel. You can change the name if you want, but that's it. And all you got to do now is make videos and upload them, and you can make the videos on your phone. They're big YouTubers that I mean, when I say big YouTubers, I say people light years ahead of me with hundreds of thousands of subscribers that still do their content with their phone. Yeah, you can do it with your phone. You can get inexpensive or free editing software. I do a huge amount of my editing when I do editing on my phone. And the video that you're watching now, it's not, my phone isn't recording it. I have kind of a fancy little thing called the Osmo Pocket 3 that's clipped to my the top of my laptop here, and it's recording it. And that's only because I'm a gadget geek. That's the only reason. It would be just as good if I had my phone up there doing this. But I don't edit this at all. I mean, not even a little bit. I will stop this. I will upload it. And, okay, little bit of a misnomer. I don't do editing, but I put it through an editing program to make sure it's in a good format for 1080p format for YouTube. So I just one click and then I upload it and that's it. So you too could do in the Dusty Cat Travels, which is a great name for a YouTube channel. And you don't have to have a lot of views. You don't have to make money doing it. You just need to have fun. And that's, I've been having fun for years. And it got to a place where, oh my gosh, I have enough to be monetized. And I get a little bit of money for it. Not a lot, but a little bit. But I'm certainly not in it for the money. I'm in it for the fun. And I think we have one more comment. Tony G. Boney, 6417. Hey, Rob. When I had my knees replaced last August and November, the surgery was done 1.5 hours away from where we camped, much like you're going to Yuma for surgery. To make it easier on us, we spent the night before and the night of surgery in a hotel. Made life a lot easier for both of us. Hope everything goes well and take care. That is definitely something I considered, but I just want to be home. I want to be home in here and get settled, and I really don't. I did try to get into a rehab center for a few days, but my surgeon just said, it's not medically necessary for you to be in a rehab center or be spending the night anywhere. You're going to be fine. You're going to be walking an hour after the surgery with a walker or a cane, but you're going to be walking. You're going to be fine. You don't need that. So that is it for today for the comments video. I hope you enjoyed it. And let's see what's going on in the next few days. Today's Wednesday. We got the cloudy and rainy and blustery and stormy days the next couple of days, and I've got, we're getting some solar in. I'm up to 75% at 8 in the morning, so I'll probably make 100 by the end of the day. And my prediction is by the time the sun hits the solar panels on Saturday, I'll be down around 50%, if not 45%. But that's okay. That's still a lot. That's the reason I have 700 amp hours of battery. So when a couple of 2 or 3 rainy days come in and there's no solar, I have the capacity to keep going without necessarily starting my generator. So I use my generator very little. And actually, I haven't been using it even for air conditioning. The reason why it's 75% is that a couple days ago, I ran my AC off my batteries for a couple hours and just let the sun recharge. And I got up, I think, to 90% last night. So it's about 10 points less than it usually is this time of the morning. Usually I'm around 85. Now I'm around 75. And that is I'm still trying to play catch up to running my big 15,000 BTU air conditioner for almost 2 hours in the middle of the day on what's today, it would have been Monday. Wasn't terribly hot. It was about close to 80 degrees outside, and that means close to 90 inside. So I was going to say what's going on for the next few days. So the Friday, of course, if you remember, is kind of my work day. Then Saturday, we have the going away party at the Quail Mountain Cafe for Judy. And I need to take showers, real serious showers, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday leading up to the surgery on Monday. So I'm going to be going to the Main Street Laundry all 3 of those days to pay my $11. And they have special soap, interesting, that I am to use. It's called Hibiculins Antiseptic Skin Cleanser. 3 showers with this stuff. So I'll be doing that. I need to get stocked up, make sure my water tank is full, make sure my waste tanks are empty. That'll happen Sunday. And I need to do laundry, and I need to cook a couple of weeks worth of Dottie's food ahead of time. So all that's going to happen Saturday and Sunday. And I'll be ready. And I'm excited, and I'm glad that some of you will be joining me on that journey if you're interested. Again, don't feel bad if you're not interested in that stuff. You don't need to be. Okay? Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.